Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm gonna be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Was Treated Like Gaara. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go and check out the brand new series of Anime King of What If Naruto Was a Genius Prodigy with a Lost Bloodline. I also post a brand new episode over in Making 3 of What If Naruto was created from the God Tree, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And if you're new, yes, I did have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day, so go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking back to all of you, so yeah. Remember to also turn on that bell notification because I indeed post What If every night on each of my channels so you can see exactly when I post. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. Start the intro. So the last spot we left off, we were in the midst of the preliminary exam, as Dosu took it off with soccer, and she didn't stand a chance as Dosu was easily able to take her out of the running. Sasuke faced off against one of the other rain ninjas, as he used some illusional techniques, and not to mention his techniques were rather fast so Sasuke barely saw the hand sign, but in the end Sasuke came out on top. Tenten then went down there and faced off against Kin, as Tenten was a master of any kinds of weapons, so Kin didn't really stand a chance against her, as the rest of the matches played out. But the most important match was Hinata versus Gaara, as that match got Naruto blood boiling when Hinata started to get hurt, as she was looking like she was winning at first. She even went as far as seemed like she'd kill Gaara, shocking the others, while Temari and Kankuro, as an arrow pierced right through his chest. But surprisingly, it didn't hit his heart though, as the sand had pushed it over to the side a bit, so Gaara was still living, as he went berserk as he started raining attacks down on her. As Hinata couldn't keep up as she was being beaten down. Gaara won, but he wanted her dead, so he attacked as Naruto lost it. He launched himself forward. Naruto gripped Gaara by the throat as he started to squeeze to snap his neck, but Jiraiya arrived and placed a seal on Naruto as he collapsed. He placed one on Gaara as well, as Gaara was put in a bad condition even with Shikaku. His body was badly burned by Naruto chakra form. Naruto woke up in the hospital as he was rather pissed off, but good thing Jiraiya had spoken to him. On the other hand, Hinata didn't come out so well, as Naruto arrived to see Hayashi exiting. Him and Naruto got into a bit of a spackle, but Jiraiya started out, as Hinata was in a bad condition. With her injuries, there was no way of her being a ninja anymore, as she cried as Naruto held on to her. As Naruto was feeling frustrated and angry that he couldn't kill Gaara for what he did, but Hinata was just glad that he was here. Before he left though, she gave him a kiss. As Naruto was stunned, unable to speak, as Jiraiya asked him how did he felt, but he said that he felt nice. So with that, everyone started training for the month to get themselves ready for the exams. As Naruto and Jiraiya were taken out, while Jiraiya took Naruto with him, as he wanted to give the Toad something in contract, but Naruto didn't see how Toads could be useful, so Jiraiya summoned a Toad and showed him that they could help him quite a bit. As Naruto started to get frustrated about him being the Kyuubi Jinchuriki when Jiraiya and him started to speak, as Naruto seemed like he was about to lose it, so Jiraiya eased his mind and told him because the 4th Kage knew that his son could do it. At that, Naruto was stunned. This man was saying that the 4th Kage was his father. As Jiraiya confirmed it, he pulled out one of those other ceiling tags, as he figured that Naruto might lose his mind in anger, and it's best to have it in case. As Naruto was completely silent, he did not even say a word. While that was going on, Hayashi was training Neji to take over as the next clan head, as Hinata was not fit and his daughter Hanabi, as she would not make a good clan head. as Hinata was what he was counting on, but at the moment with her interest, she could no longer be a ninja, nor clan head, as he started looking in her eyes and it broke him. But he kept himself as a Hyuga, never crying, as he would be training Neji for the finals. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check for yourself, and also guys, go ahead and check out the what ifs on Anime King 3 and Anime King, and I really hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But what do you say begin this one now guys? Let's get right into it. It's because of Fort Hokage. Minato Namikaze knew that his son could carry this burden, said Jiraiya. Naruto went extremely quiet after hearing that. He didn't say a single word. Jiraiya prepared the seal just in case, as Naruto was just extremely quiet. Too quiet. He then threw his head back as he started to laugh. He started to laugh for all that it was worth. Jiraiya was surprised by this turn of event. Oh my god, he said as he looked up to the heavens. I can't believe it. This is rich. Of course the fort will be my dad. My resentment towards him truly blinded me. I mean, for the love of Kami, if you added the whiskers to his face, we look exactly the same. Same eyes, same hair. It was for the best, said Jiraiya. How so? Run that by me, said Naruto. If the hidden stone found out that you were the son of Minato, then assassins would have been coming at you from left to right, said Jiraiya. Better to have inside forces trying to kill me than the outside ones, right? Said Naruto. Naruto, don't Naruto me! Before the chopper tail started to protect me, I was attacked every single time I left the house without Yamato. Honestly, Sarutobi should have announced that I was son of the fort when he made my status public as a Jinchuriki. He wasn't sure how you would take it, said Jiraiya. Whatever, said Naruto, as he turned his back. Well, to the matter of hand, are you going to sign the Toad contract? Asked Jiraiya. Naruto turned towards him, as Jiraiya could not tell what he was thinking. I guess, he said. Jiraiya took the scroll off his back, as he placed it down in front of the blonde. Just sign your name in blood, he said. Right next to dear old dad, said Naruto in a sarcastic tone. When will you forgive him? Jiraiya asked. Never! I will never forgive him! When will I stop hating him? About that, well, I'm not sure, said Naruto. Jiraiya sighed as Naruto signed his name, as he realized that Naruto was done talking about this. Alright, the hand signs are boar, monkey, dog, and ram. Channel as much talk as you can into the jutsu. Naruto's eye glowed red before he slammed his hand down. A massive poof covered the area. When he cleared, the both of them stood in a massive red toad. The toad had a pipe in his mouth and a tonto on his hip. He wore a blue vest with a kanji of toad on it. Jiraiya, why have you summoned me? The toad said, as he took a hit from his pipe. Actually, Bunta, I didn't summon you. The kid here did, said Jiraiya, as he was about to slap Naruto in the back, but a tail of chakra blocked his hand. Gamabunta burst out laughing. That's rich. Like some wet behind the ears genin could summon me. Is that so? Said Naruto. I could send you back to where you came without using the Kyuubi's chakra, said Naruto. Boy, are you insane? No one but the Fort Hokage could pull off that task. And you're not even a chunin from what I can see. Naruto jumped off the toad's head and pulled out his strange knife. Then, you have nothing to worry about, he said, in a challenging tone. He then flashed through hand sign without waiting for the toad to reply. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. As he flashed through another set of hand signs. Wind style. Great wind breakthrough. As the wind fed the fire, it became at least half the size of Gamabunta. The toad boss was so stunned by the display he barely had time to put his hands up to block. As smoke enveloped his face, when it cleared, it showed a pissed off Gamabunta glaring daggers at Naruto. But the expression then changed to one of amusement. Alright kid, you want to play with the big boys? Alright, I'll humor you. Just don't blame me once you get hurt. Naruto flashed through hand signs wind style, drilling your bullet, as he spat a condensed ball of chakra towards Gamabunta. This time the large toad was prepared and retaliated with a jutsu of his own. Water style, liquid bullet, said Gamabunta, as he spat an enormous ball of water. As Naruto vanished as the attack hit the ground, as Naruto appeared right in front of Gamabunta to deliver a haymaker. But Gamabunta slapped Naruto to the sky like a mere fly. He then extended his tongue and caught the blonde. As he swung, Naruto then brought him down. Boom! The ground exploded as he smashed him hard. Bunta, that could have killed him, said Jiraiya. But Jiraiya wasn't too worried. The kid was strong as hell. You and I both know that wouldn't kill him. The boy has gotten too arrogant. This little beating just might beat some humility into him. Just as he said that, Naruto appeared above his uninjured eye, as Naruto channeled a vast amount of chakra into his trench knife and brought them down. 2 vertical gashes went down Gamabunta's face as he roared, as he stumbled backwards and covered his eye. "Don't you underestimate me," said Naruto. Gamabunta removed his hand, showing the deep lacerations were pouring blood. "Alright, runt. You want me to get serious? You got it!" He pulled his tanto and brought it down on Naruto, as Naruto jumped to the side, barely avoiding the blade strike. Yet he wasn't fast enough to avoid the fists, as Gamabunta's fist came down and decimated the area. But Naruto shot out of the dust as he ran up the tanto. He flashed 2 hand signs, wind style, twister shot. Gamabunta grunt as a twister started to slice into his arm. "Wind style, wind cutter," said Naruto. Gamabunta smirked as he sensed another Naruto above him. "Fool me once." He brought his hand around with a monstrous amount of strength. As he hit Naruto with such force, a booming sound could be heard. Naruto's body was launched like a bullet. A dozen, maybe 5 dozen trees exploded, as Naruto's body created a crater the size of a literal mansion. "No, that really could have killed him," said Jiraiya as he jumped off Gamabunta and moved toward the student. "That stupid brat. He cut my eye worse than his father." Gamabunta then poofed away. The next day, Naruto woke up. The rays of sunlight as he tried to get up, but he felt like his entire body was shattered. "Everything hurts, right?" said Jiraiya, as he stood in front of Naruto. "It should have. That hit broke almost every bone in your body. If it wasn't for the Kyuubi, you'd be in the hospital right now, and would be getting out for some time." As Naruto grunted and got to his feet shakily. "Alright kid, your little fight with Bunta set us back in the time frame, so I'm gonna be pushing you." He pulled a few scrolls and tossed them as Naruto caught it and flinched a bit. "In those 3 scrolls are the basic Fuinjutsu scrolls, and I want them completed by the end of this month." Naruto brought his arm across the ceiling and created a bunch of clones as he covered the cliff edge. "I see. Well, this changes everything. Have your clones work on the scrolls. You come with me." As he made his way down the base of the waterfall. "How you feeling, kid?" he asked. "Fine now. Just a little stiff," said Naruto. "Good, cause right now we're gonna spar. I need to see what you have to work with, so I don't want you using the Kyuubi's chakra." Naruto flashed in front of the man, his fist already caught back. Jiraiya caught the fist. Naruto lashed out with his other fist, but Jiraiya caught the one as well. Naruto jumped and tried to drop kick him, but the older ninja simply tilted his head, avoiding the attack. "Now what will you do?" Jiraiya asked. "This." Boom! As Naruto exploded, the water exploded upwards in the air. When it settled, the both of them stood across from each other, sizing each other up. Jiraiya had a grin on his face, but Naruto was blank as he just looked at the man. "Impressive. You can perform the exploding Sharingan Jutsu, but half of your demeanor just changed. You said you need an accurate measure of my skills, so now I'm gonna get serious," said Naruto. "Alright then, come at me with everything you got." Naruto flashed 2 hand signs, wind style. "Great wind breakthrough," he said. A large blast of wind shot towards Jiraiya, who flashed 2 hand signs of his own as he spat a glob of mud from his mouth, spitting it out. It created a mud wall right in front of him. The wall hardened and blocked the wind attack. Jiraiya then ducked under a roundhouse kick from Naruto. The Sannin then turned and jabbed at Naruto. Naruto blocked, his eyes widening for the fraction of a second before he jumped back. He pressed a seal on his chest as 6 kunai appeared. He grabbed 3 in each hand as he channeled wind chakra into them. He launched them towards the Sannin as they tore right through Jiraiya's body, only for him to dissolve into mud. Before Naruto could react, a hand burst from the water and grabbed his ankle. Naruto leaned to the side and let a ball, a strange orb of chakra, passed by his side. He flashed through hand signs rather quickly, wind style, pressure damage. Jiraiya barely managed to get away as Naruto released a tornado-like attack. The mass of wind compressed itself around him until it was a glowing dome. Naruto then released said dome as Jiraiya in the water was blown away. Jiraiya stood as he saw Naruto in the water, arms crossed. "Now that was an impressive jutsu. Where did you learn that?" "Forbidden Scroll of Sealing," said Naruto. As Jiraiya nodded, Well, I think I have an accurate assessment of your skills. Jiraiya walked towards the ocean shore, as Naruto walked towards shore as well. Your jutsu arsenal is impressive, but you're too heavily based on wind jutsus alone. Your speed with hand signs needs some work. Your taijutsu, while vastly better than anyone your age, it's still rather predictable. Normal circumstance and you'd be fine, but you don't have normal circumstances. Yes, as the most powerful tool of the village, I must be better than all others, said Naruto. No, that's not the reason. Sooner than I would like. You will be targeted by very powerful people, said Jiraiya. I didn't take you to just train you for the Chunin exams. Any idiot can tell that you're far better than any of those kids. I'm getting you ready for the bigger fish that you have to handle. Who's after me? Said Naruto. I don't know much about the organization, but it is comprised of S-rank shinobis. They call themselves the Akatsuki, and they're dangerous. Time skip. 2 weeks later. Well, kid, safe to say, without the Kyuubi chakra, you can beat that Gaara kid around Konoha and back. So we're done, said Naruto. Yeah. I can't teach you anything else until after the exam, said Jiraiya. As Naruto was gone in a column of flames. Jiraiya smiled. Ah, to be young and in love, he said. Meanwhile, Naruto appeared in front of the hospital. As Naruto stopped in front of the door, where Hinata was as he paused. Why can't I do this? He murmured to himself. Telling a girl how you feel is never easy. As Naruto turned to see Yamato, his left arm in a sling. When did you get back? And what happened? I got back yesterday, and I was on the wrong end of a lightning jutsu. I should be good by the end of the week. Wait, how do you know that is what I'm here to do? Said Naruto. I know everything, little brother, said Yamato with a smirk. As Naruto rolled his eyes and grabbed the handle. Try as he might, he could not open the door. Naruto, I don't think Hinata could ever reject you. She feels the same way about you. He took a breath as he opened the door. When he stepped inside, Hinata was not the only one there. Kurenai was standing there as well. She got up instantly as she said her farewells to Hinata, as she stopped beside Naruto. Treat her well, or you will spend the rest of your days in a leaf. Believe in that you're a 6-year-old girl, Kurenai whispered. Kurenai, could you do that? Yamato whispered. I'll have you jail braid his hair, said Kurenai as she walked out of the room. As Yamato closed the door behind Naruto. Naruto-kun, how did your training go? Asked Hinata. He took a seat at her bedside. It was fine, he said. I apologized for not visiting, but Jiraiya had me at the waterfall since I saw you. I understand, she said. Hinata, there's something I want to ask you. Go ahead, she said. Do you remember when we were in Gen, and you told me you loved me? A light blush came on her face as she looked away, but she nodded. Did you mean it? Naruto asked. She took a breath as she turned towards him. Yes, I felt that way since we were kids. I have loved you, and I always will. He looked at her as he tried to find a way to respond, but the words would just not come out. Idiot, you're really starting to annoy me, the voice of the Kyuubi said as Naruto ignored the demon. Hinata, I've never felt the same way about anyone before, but I know that I do not want to be without you, he said. Her breath caught in her throat as she listened to him. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think I love you too. She moved over and hugged the blonde. He was caught off guard a bit, but he hugged her back. As she pulled back as they looked into each other's eyes. Then their faces got closer and closer. Their lips were about to touch until a wave of killer intent spread over the room. As Naruto paused and turned his head, so did Hinata. Scents started to come in the room. It seems mother will taste the blood of two today. Naruto's eyes tilted as he focused on Gaara who stood there. I suggest you leave before I kill you right now. As all 9 red chakra tails came out of his back. In fact, I'm not really feeling that merciful today, so I'll kill you right now, said Naruto. As Naruto appeared in front of him and pulled his hand back. But as he looked into Gaara's eyes, it was no longer Gaara's eyes. They were now golden, a golden shuriken with black dots around it. Naruto, you and this guy can wait until the exam. Naruto glanced up to see Jiraiya standing there with his arms crossed, as Gaara glanced towards him as well. You shall die, and I will definitely prove my existence, said Gaara. As he left the room. Time skip. The time had finally come. People had gathered from all over to come and watch the Chunin exams. Daimyos had left their countries just to witness this event. Bets on the fighters were so numerous, it would take a long while to count them all. It was said that the Genins this year was similar to the year when the Hyuga, Aburame, Yamanaka, Nara, and the 4th Hokage and the 4th Raikage had competed in this first team stadium. Hokage Dono, these exams seem like they're going to be rather interesting. The current Kazekage of the Sand said, I feel the same way. You must be proud all of your children have made it to the finals. The Kazekage nodded as he glanced toward the arena floor, where all the competitors have gathered. They do their village proud. I expect all of them to make it far in this tournament. Especially Gaara, he said. I wouldn't be so sure. Young Naruto may be more than a match for Gaara, said Sarutobi. As the Kazekage nodded in consideration, down at the arena the fighters are waiting patiently for the proctors to arrive. Shika, said Choji as he saw that Shikamaru was already saying that this was troublesome. You should be excited. We could make history today. How do you figure that, said Naruto. Well, if one of us got promoted, we would have been the shortest time of genin ever. Jury of the Sun made the 4th Hokage wait a year before he compete with his team. I think being known for something like that would not be very beneficial, said Shino. Choji was about to reply, but Shikamaru spoke instead. Choji, he's right. In our profession, sticking out is the last thing that you want. Choji pulled a bag of chips as he nodded. He started to eat. The rest of their conversation was nothing more than idle chit-chat. Alright, time to get this show on the road. First up will be Sasuke, Uchiha, and Neji Hyuga. Everyone else make your way up to the fighter's box. As everyone made their way leaving the two. The Hyuga prodigy. And the last of the mighty Uchiha clan, the Kazekage said. This fight might just show us which is the greatest of the dojutsus. Indeed, Hiruzen said. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with the first match of the Chunin exam finals. Sasuke Uchiha versus Neji Hyuga. Alright? Begin, said Genma as he flashed away. The two fighters stare each other down. Neither of them made a sound or even move as they just stare each other down, sizing their opponent up. Finally, Sasuke broke the silence. It seems this fight is being overrated. Some simple Hyuga branch member could never beat a Uchiha elite. As he tried to rile Neji up, but Neji smirked and reached for his headband. You are mistaken when you say, I'm just a simple branch member. Removing his headband, there was no catebird seal there. It was as clean as a new piece of paper. I am no longer some mere branch member, I am the Hyuga heir. By the way, being the elite of one is not really impressive. Sasuke glared as the Sharingan spin to life, as Neji calmly activated his Byakugan, slipping deeper into his stance. As the showdown was about to begin, Sasuke shot forward with his Sharingan activated. As Neji stood there rather calmly, Sasuke lashed out with a fist, but Neji dodged. He tried to counter-strike Sasuke in the side, but Sasuke brought his elbow down, making Neji miss. Sasuke then dropped his butt to the ground as he he tried to sweep Neji's feet away, but Neji jumped and flipped away as he landed rather calmly. As Sasuke got up, Neji rushed forward and poked him right in the shoulder. Sasuke growled and lashed out with an upper kick, but Neji simply ducked right underneath it and tapped Sasuke in 3 different places on his leg. Sasuke leaped away as he started to rub his leg to regain feeling. I'm really not impressed. It seems fate has already decided a winner in this fight. And it seems it is me, said Neji, as he dropped into the Jayugen stance. Sasuke growled as he flashed through hand signs at a fast pace. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. He exhaled a massive fireball. Seeing this coming, Neji turned. Rotation. A dome of chakra fizzled out the fireball. As Neji came to a stop, there was an arrogant smirk on his face. I am still not impressed, he said, as he casually walked forward. Sasuke speed through hand sign once again. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu. As he spat multiple fireballs towards Neji. Neji dodged as he weaved in between the fireballs before he took off towards Sasuke. But when the many fireballs fizzled out, ninja wires were attached to shurikens. Sasuke smirked as he pulled his wrist. As the ninja wires flipped with the shurikens and wrapped around the unsuspecting Neji. His arrogance and overconfidence as he grit his teeth when the ninja shurikens bedded in his body. Fire style, dragon flame jutsu. Neji was enveloped as a flame rushed down the wire. Sasuke smirked until he had to duck before he flipped away. As he turned to see Neji pulling out the shurikens out of his body, he looked toward his fireball to see there was a burned log. It seems we're at a standstill, said Sasuke. No, that is not it. I just haven't taken you seriously. And the moment I chose to, said Neji as he pulled out the last shuriken and looked at it. This fight is over. Do not underestimate me, Sasuke growled. I haven't, you see. Unlike your eyes, mine has not blinded me to the truth. You think because of your lone status as a Uchiha, you're an elite in this village. But let me tell you, your title really means nothing if you don't have a skill to back it up. Neji then took off. His body seemed just fizzle out of reality. He appeared in front of Sasuke with a burst of speed. Surprising, Sasuke. He was hit repeatedly in the chest. As Sasuke was thrown away and he collapsed on the ground. Get up, said Neji. I plan to be the Hyuga. No, I plan to beat my superiority into your head, letter by letter. You talk too much. I wanted to save this for another fight, but it seems I'm gonna have to get serious, said Sasuke. As he dropped into the strong fist stance, he then disappeared from view. That's our fighting style, Guy Sensei, said Lee. Guy nodded as he turned towards Kakashi. His head was in his book, but he was watching and he was hearing everything. I needed him to increase his speed. Quickly. I didn't mean to offend you, Guy. I didn't teach him how to use the gates though, said Kakashi as Guy nodded, but Lee did not respond. On the inside though, Lee was not feeling too well. It took me years to reach that level, but he did it in just 1 month. Maybe hard work is not really enough, Lee thought to himself. But it seems like some strange phenomenon happened as Guy seemed to understand what his student was thinking. My youthful student, said Guy with just a glance. It seems like he knew Lee in and out. You should never sell yourself short. Just because Sasuke-san has achieved some relative speed close to yours, it doesn't mean that your flame of youth doesn't burn brighter, said Guy. He's right, I think. Sasuke may be able to reach a level of speed, but his body is not able to maintain it like yours. So he can only do it for around a couple of minutes, said Kakashi. Meanwhile, Neji dropped into his Ryugen stance. If you really believe that speed is all that it takes, then you are sadly mistaken. Neji ducked as the roundhouse kick whipped over his head. As Sasuke blinked away once again, he then jumped and avoided the axe kick. He then twisted in the air, avoiding a punch. He then landed, crushing down, avoiding a knee. Neji then spun as he caught Sasuke's fist, shocking Sasuke and a majority of the crowd. As Sasuke palm struck him in the stomach. If my teammate cannot beat me, and I assure you he's faster than you, what makes you think that you could? Sasuke coughed up some blood as he wiped it away. This ends now, he yelled. As he leaped towards the wall and flashed the hand sign, he braced his arm with the other arm. As lightning started crackling around his arm, the sound of birds could be heard. Kakashi, you taught him that, knowing that you'd be fighting another Konoha ninja, said Guy in shock. Kakashi put away his book. As the duo was about to jump down there to stop the match before someone could get hurt. But before they could though, someone grabbed their arms. What are you doing? We need to stop them before someone gets hurt, said Kakashi. If you knew someone would get hurt, why would you teach him that jutsu, said Guy. It was meant as a last resort against Gaara. If he faced him, I forbid him to use it against a comrade, said Kakashi. Yeah, because a kid that mentally unstable is gonna listen to you, said Uncle, as she was the one that held their arms. But it is too late now. If you hadn't stopped us, then we could have stopped them, Guy yelled in frustration. Think about it, if you stop Sasuke's attack, then Neji would have been disqualified, and as you can see, he's been winning. Do you really want to take that away from him? I thought you were supposed to have faith in your student, Guy, said Uncle. Sasuke pulled his head back. Shidori! As he tossed it towards the dome of lightning, his hand shooting forward. The two jutsus battled against each, as Sasuke pushed and pushed and pushed. Neji's rotation started to cave in until Neji added more chakra. It then doubled in size and blew Sasuke back to the wall. It appears the ultimate defensive move is still unbeatable, the Kazekage said, as he watched Sasuke pull himself out of the wall. Yes, the rotation is one of the proud jewels of the Hyuga clan, said Hiruzen. You are in my field of definition. This ends now, said Neji as he moved. The moment Sasuke got back up, 8 trigrams, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms, Neji shouted. Sasuke's entire body collapsed. The only thing supporting it was Neji's arm. Pulling his arm back, Sasuke collapsed on the ground. Proctor, call it. But Sasuke started to rise before Jinma could say anything. Strange black markings on his body, as a purple aura started to fill him from head to toe. I'll kill you, Sasuke yelled as he shot forward. Multiple Jonins came down though and they stopped him. Kakashi gripped the back of his collar. Guy gripped his right forearm. Anko was in a crouch as she was gripping his right wrist. This fight is over, Uchiha-san, you have lost, said Genma as Sasuke growled in anger, the purple chakra swirling even more. Sasuke, calm down. Let go of me, he yelled in rage as a purple aura exploded, forcing him to tense and release him a bit. As he slipped and rushed forward, Genma tried to knock him out, but Sasuke dodged a punch, and he turned to deliver a brutal kick to Genma's stomach. Sasuke turned and slammed a foot in his face. In a flash, he extended his hands out and caught Guy's Sponge and Anko Shadow Snakes. With surprising amount of strength, he leaned to the side and kicked Guy away as he pulled Anko towards him with her snakes. As he kicked her right in the stomach, he jumped away, avoiding the axe kick from Kakashi. As the two stare each other down, Sharingan versus Sharingan, Sasuke then gasped as Anko was behind him, a kunai to his throat, and Guy held onto his arms. How? Sasuke said in shock. We are joning, kid. Do you think some cheap power that you got from Orochimaru would put you on our level? Take a look for yourself. He saw there was a puddle of mud where Anko was standing once, and where Guy was there was a branch. Substitution. But where Genma had doubled over in pain. Clone, said Genma. Sasuke was rather pissed off as he thought that he got the one up on them, but they were just toying with him. The next thing, everything went black as Kakashi picked him up after knocking him out. I'll take him to the holding cells until Jiraiya-sama can put a stronger seal on him, as the others made their way back up, followed by the winner Neji. Proctor, I forfeit, said Conqueror as the next match was called. The crowd was really pissed off as Tenten narrowed their gaze at him. It appears that we're gonna fight now, said Shino. His body then broke into bugs as they scattered. Troublesome, said Shikamaru as he headed towards the stairs. Ladies and gentlemen, the second fight of the Chunin exams between Shikamaru Nara and Shino, a Burmese, will begin now. The moment the match began, Shino went on the offensive. He charged towards Shikamaru and pulled out his bow with a quick summon. Shikamaru leaped back as he avoided a swing. He then pulled out 2 kunais. Troublesome, but I guess the half a month in my mom wasn't a complete waste. He then blocked a horizontal attack from Shino's bow. Shikamaru pushed it aside as he tried to get close to Shino, but Shino turned with it and jabbed at Shikamaru. The strike landed and Shikamaru was launched back, but the moment he hit the ground, he turned into a log. Shino glanced around as he spotted a shadow shooting towards him from the cluster of trees. He leaped away while he sent a swarm of insects towards the trees. Earth style, Earthstone Dragon. The ground started to shake as a dragon rose up from the ground. The dragon spiraled in mid-air before it shot towards the trees. Before it could make contact though, Shikamaru leaped out as Shino appeared beside him. Earth style, Earth flowing river, Shino said. Shikamaru was instantaneously swept away as the ground turned to mud. Shino did not stop there though. Earth style, Earth Dragon Bullet, he said. The mud formed up into a dragon and shot bullets of earth towards Shikamaru as he was hit and he slammed into the wall, showing that he was a log. Shino then found himself unable to move. Shadow Possession Jutsu success, said Shikamaru from behind him, as Shino turned because of Shikamaru and he met him in the center of the ring. Well, it seems that things are in your favor, Shino said, as Genma dropped down next to them. Well, things aren't always what they look like, but you know that, said Shikamaru as he raised his hand. Shino doing the same. Proctor, I forfeit. He has this match won. The moment he said that, a colony of bugs crawled out of his pants and returned back to Shino. Winner, Shino Aberami, said Genma. The next match, Temari versus Choji. Hey Asuma Sensei, how do you think Choji will do? I'm not too sure, but that girl relied heavily on her fan. So if Choji can separate you from her, I think he might be able to win this. You think he can? Said Sakura. I'm not sure. Choji, like Ino and Shikamaru, spend the month training with their families. His skills are somewhat of a wild card. As Genma announced the match. Hey, Fatso, I'm gonna end this quick, okay? Said Temari. The moment she said that as she reached for her fan, she was forced to leap back as she was almost crushed by enormous fists. As she looked to see Choji glaring at her, she shivered a bit from the glare, because it brought back memories of Gaara glaring at her. I'm not fat, he yelled, as he swung his fist towards her. The fist doubled, then tripled in size. She was stunned by the action as she could not evade the blow entirely. Wow, I've never seen Choji like that, Ino mumbled. What happened to him? Sakura asked. She called him fat. Everyone turned to see Shikamaru walking over, with a few bandages wrapped around his body. I called Choji fat before and he gets mad, but never like this, said Sakura. Well, Choji has enough self-control, not Tom or Comrade, but this girl from another village calls him fat, and to make things worse, they're supposed to be fighting each other. He has no reason to hold back his temper, said Shikamaru. Meanwhile, well, you're better than I thought you'd be, as Temari evaded another strike from Choji's extended limbs. But to be honest, I never really expected much. She leaped over her strike, but he lashed the left fist out in mid-air. She tried to block with her fan, but the force sent her sailing as she crashed right into the wall. Seems Choji really improved over the month's break, said Kakashi as he appeared. Yeah, if you're not careful, my Jennings would pass yours by, Asuma said. Don't be so sure, said Kakashi, as he gestured back down towards the fight. Temari's body broke down as she just vanished, showing a substitution as he glanced around. Wind style, slashing tornado. As Choji turned, the attack slashed into his arms. He burst his arms outwards, causing the attack to dissipate. He looked up to see Temari right above him, her fan pulling back like a bat. Eat this, she said. She brought it down with all her strength. His body was thrown as he broke into the solid wall. The crowd watched silent as Choji's body was just hanging there. But just as he was about to call the match, Genma saw Choji pull himself. Did you black out there for a second, Tubby? Asked Temari. Choji growled as he brushed some rubble off his shoulder. Time to end this. As he pulled a long ninja wire out of his pouch, there were multiple kunais around it, spaced apart. As he wrapped it around his body, expansion jutsu! The wire that was hanging loosely was now wrapped tightly around him as he got large. Temari released her fan, all purple moons, out in the open as she waited cautiously. Spike human bullet tank! Choji yelled as he pulled in his limbs like he was some sort of turtle. He then rolled towards her. She gripped her fan with all her strength. Wind style! Wind side jutsu, she said, as she released an enormous tornado. It slammed into the hurling Choji. The two opposing forces came to a stop, but unfortunately for Choji, Temari's attack did not stop. It was pulling him in, and with its already double size and his speed that he was coming, his body twirled in it. He was lifted high in the sky as large gashes ripped into his flesh, as cry of pain could be heard from inside the ball. The tornado then dispersed as Choji fell back in his normal form, collapsing unconscious. Genma inspected the child before he called for the medic crew. Winner! Temari, he said, as the crowd erupted into applause. Naruto Uzumaki and my son are going to fight next. The Battle of the Demons are about to commence. Hiruzen gave the Kazekage a glare. Kazekage Dano, while I can't force you to stop calling your son a demon. I can tell you, if you refer to Naruto as a demon again, you will find the result of my actions very troublesome. Is that a threat, the Kazekage asks. Of course not. That's a promise, Harrison said, as he turned his head back to the arena, seeing the two of them step in the center of the arena. The both of them did not move, or say a single word, but it then came, bloodlust. So much bloodlust flooded from the two of them. Civilians started to crumble. The shinobi populace were put on edge from the bloodlust the two of them are releasing. Just before it became too much for some of the shinobi's to handle, both boys blurred away. Less than a second later, they reappeared in the middle of the arena, in a deadlock. Gaara was holding two kunas made of sand, as Naruto knives clashed against it. As tails and sand entered the battle afterwards, the demons inside started to strike each other. People started to see changes as Naruto's eyes became red, with slits in them. Gaara's eyes became a strange shuriken-like pattern, with black dots. They then both disappear once again, as a colossal sound boom went off. He is still slower than Lee, without his weights off, said Tenten. How are you so sure? Both of them are, said Inu as she felt another shockwave. They're too fast to spot, as she could not see them. Yes, but the truth is, while the Gaara kid is able to boom, another shockwave went off, as some of them tense. Match the speed that Naruto is going at. He's not used to high speed fighting, so he has to slow down slightly. How can you tell? Sakura asked. While I can't see it, it makes sense. The sound of their connections aren't as loud when Naruto and Lee had fought. When Gaara fought before, he didn't move. He just used his hands, using his sen. Taijutsu is really not his style. But Naruto-kun is not trying, said Hinata. He's just toying with him. Ino snapped her head towards Hinata. Just how fast is Naruto? Naruto-kun is faster than Lee-san. When Lee-san opened his first two gates, said Hinata's Zerbiakon was activated. When Lee-san opened his four gates, with the Kyuubi chakra in his system, Naruto-kun can still keep up with him. When Lee-san opened the fifth gate, Naruto gained his transparent cloak, and he's still able to keep up. They're talking, she said. They looked down as they saw the boys on another stalemate, but they were speaking to each other. Gaara was blocking both kuna as Naruto's hand was itching to slice into his throat. Uzumaki, you have challenged me like no other shinobi. When I kill you, mother will definitely be satisfied, said Gaara. You're still as pathetic as before, said Naruto, as wind added to his chakra blade and slice through Gaara's kunas and tear through his throat. Sand clone, said Naruto as he watched the body broke down. As Naruto's tail slapped away a spear made from sand, he then slapped away Gaara's arm with his own and dodged the kick. As Naruto moved and BAM! Gaara's body was thrown. He broke into the wall. He picked himself up with a glare, as there were cracks on his face. A sadistic smile came on Gaara's face, as he burst out laughing. The cracks started to heal until no evidence of the attack was even present, as Naruto's eyes were just looking at him, without blinking. Not once, not twice, but 3 times have you endangered my life in your confrontations. There has been no other shinobi that was able to do that. There is no single doubt now when I kill you, your blood will satisfy mother, said Gaara. In fact, mother is screaming for your blood right now. Sand then latched onto his arm, as it latched down to his face, as his body started to change into the raccoon. Now time for round 2, he said, his hand trailing along the ground as he moved, in a burst of speed, as Naruto stood there unaffected. Gaara appeared in front of Naruto's sand, arm inches away from Naruto's throat. As Naruto's tail slammed his hand to the side, Gaara brought his giant arm around and shot sand forward. It knocked Naruto away as he flipped and landed. Gaara appeared an instant later and buried his fist into his stomach. As Naruto's body leaned over, as he spat out blood onto Gaara's arm, Gaara smirked as he shot a sand tentacle as it bursts directly through Naruto's chest. As Naruto's body started to fade and lose color. What? Said Gaara, as his body broke down into a puddle of small blood. Before he could say anything else or think on it, a sandal connected to his chin, his head was snapped up. With a great amount of force, his body picked up off the ground and launched to the heavens. He grunted in pain, but before he could regain his balance, his exposed face was hit with a fist that crushed the sand on his face. He was spiraling out of control until a heel came down and slammed into his skull. His vision blurred as his face hit the concrete with a boom. Before he could even look up, the sandal slammed into the top of his head. His body was thrown as his head buried through the wall. Just as he was about to recover, two fists landed in his chest, breaking him deeper into the wall, his body unseeable by the crowd. Gaara blinked as he looked forward, his head dizzy. Blood Clone came up with it, said Naruto, over the month break. As he stood in the center of the arena, his arms were crossed. Naruto did not indulge any more information. He held out both trench knife as he was gonna kill Gaara. Red and spike of chakra from Naruto's mix into blades that extended beyond the trench knife reach. He started to walk forward until there was a cracking sound. Naruto looked toward his weapons. Bam! They broke in his hands. Foolish boy. Did you really think those weapons could harness my chakra? Honestly, I'm surprised. They lasted that long, said the Kyuubi in his head. What do you mean? It was your idea for me to do that in the first place, said Naruto. I thought they would have shattered the moment you did it. But it appeared the owner of that shop is a weapon expert. Great. I was about to rip his head off. Now I need new blades. I wouldn't waste your time. As you age, the potency of my chakra increase. Your body can handle it. Those trench knives will simply shatter once again. Quicker next time. The only weapon strong enough. The Kyuubi was cut off though as Gaara ripped himself out of the wall. More sand covered him as his legs were the only thing exposed. He now had a massive tail. Because the Kage frowned, the Kyuubi brat has rushed things along. But I guess now is a good time to start. As he gave a quick nod to one of his guards, down in the arena, the guard went through hand sign as feathers started to fall. Kakashi glanced around. Genjutsu, he said. Genjutsu, everyone! Release it! We're under attack, he shouted. As Chunin 11 higher shinobis broke the illusion. Unfortunately, though the Genins of Konoha were aware of it, more than half of them were unable to break it. Dozens of sand and sound ninjas removed civilian clothing. Without missing a beat, they start to attack. How unyouthful, said Guy as he blurred out of sight. As he knocked out two of them, forcing their body through the wall. For once, I agree with you guys, said Kakashi as he left. His headband exposed in Sharingan eye. Asuma pulled out his trench knife. Seems we're missing out, he said to Kurenai. She turned as she saw the uncle was already down there. She turned towards the kids. Shino and Team 7 aid Naruto in defeating Gaara. Team Guy, find Neji and help. The Jonins clear the enemies here. Team 10, you two escort Hinata to the bunkers and get the other Jennies help the civilian to the bunkers, said Kurenai. Hey, how come we can't stay and help here, said Ino. As Kurenai sent her a glare. Yamanaka, we are at war. If you ever question my orders again, I will have you trial for insubordination. Your team is not suited for close combat, plus you're down a member. So that is why you three need to escort civilians. Ino nodded as she headed off to the exit, pushing Hinata wheelchair. The rest of you move out. Tenten and Lee made their way up as they saw Neji in front of Kankuro and Temari. Look at this, more weaklings, said Kankuro as he pulled the bundle off his back. Kankuro, don't underestimate them. These three are a lot better than the others, said Temari as she gripped her fan. Naruto and Gaara on the other hand, they didn't seem to care what was going on as both boys were fighting each other. Gaara got filled with more power from Shikaku as he started to transform even more. His legs were the only thing exposed. As Naruto had a vicious grin on his face, as he was gonna live up to that promise that he made and kill him right here and now, as chaos exploded all around the arena, as the two tanks were about to take on each other. Who knows how Konoha will be standing after this? But guys, let me end subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notifications they posted, and remember share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, remember to stay in tune for the rest of what is coming away, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out of here guys. See you guys soon. Peace.